Once again, we begin the Colorado 2018 adventure actually down here on the San Juan River in New Mexico below the Quality Waters, one of the 10 best fly fishing places in the world. And we're underway. It's been an unusual summer for 2018. Every year is different. This year, although the Southwest is having a historic drought, actually the water flows on the San Juan are running high. Go figure. And the reason? Downstream, there's a confluence where there's an endangered species. There's two endangered species, one of them being a pike minnow, but they have to maintain 1,000 cubic feet per second flow. So the other tributaries, because of the drought, are running so low, they've had to increase the flow out of the dam, the 300-foot dam upriver from me, 300 feet deep water coming out in the mid-40s, to get the flow up down to that point to protect the chub minnow and the other pike minnow and the other chub species, I believe. So this flow started out last week at about 1,200 cubic feet per second. Normally we fished at about 500. I fished it as low as 350 during the summer. They've been steadily down grading the flow the past couple of days because of some mountain rains that are beginning. The monsoons are starting, so the fishing should begin. The fishing's been good, but it's always nice at lower levels. So every year is an adventure, but the San Juan is always a beautiful place, and we look forward to getting into some quality fish. That's my first fish of 2018 on the San Juan. About an 18-inch rainbow. Got him on my size 24 tan midge, and it was a good start to the day. Hope we'll kick in some more. July 15th, and catching nice fish on the San Juan all morning long. That's another San Juan beauty. Better get him back in there. July 15th, and this is the main channel of the San Juan. Running it high, of course, because of the water release, but I'll give you an idea how beautiful the river course is. It'd be nice if it was down another 300 or 400 cubic feet per second. It'd be perfect. But other than that, it's a great day. It's Monday morning, July 16th, and out on the water early this morning. Sometimes as a fisherman, I try, as many you probably do, to add logic to a situation that might be illogical. But yesterday morning I got to this pool at 8 o'clock. I fished and I caught 7 fish in the first 35 minutes. Caught a nice beast on my first cast. I thought I had the perfect setup. Thought I had it all figured out. So as a fisherman, I said, well, if they were biting at 8, I'd get here at 7:20. And we can get into some early action. I got here at 7:20 and it's now 7:45 and haven't had a sniff yet. So kind of funny, the San Juan has a rhythm. There's a ridge behind me, and it seems to me sometimes that I wait for that sun to come over the ridge and the fish start getting a little bit more active. So we'll get about a half hour till 7:30, 8 o'clock I mean, and we're hoping that the fish turn on at time as they're supposed to, right? I'll give you an update. Monday, July 16th, another quality rainbow. It's strong, fighting, eager, and boy, they give you a good battle. But let's get him back in the water here. Yeah, let's just get him back in. You know how important it is to get him in as quick as we can. There he is. That's a nice looking fish. Back in the water, let's get him going. Pointed the right direction. There you go, buddy. Have a great day. That's beautiful. This is why we fish the San Juan. July 17th. I don't know if you can get a look at that one, but that's a quality fish. The 7X tippet on a tan UFO. And he's a beauty. Get a look at that. Let's get him going. There's a beauty. The insanity of the San Juan. As you're out fishing in the main current and you look down at your feet, and that one fish, I guess, is 18 to 20 inches. And they're just right at your feet. It's kind of frustrating. But again, it's always the situation here at the San Juan. There's plenty of fish. There's no doubt about that. And I hope you can see them. They're just, again, kicking up on these nymphs. And they'll follow you around. They're well trained. It's a great place. Wednesday, July 18th, another quality San Juan rainbow. Got them on a tan larvae pattern. It's a beautiful fish. There he goes. Later, buddy. Wednesday, July 18th, and the sun is setting. Staying out till the last moment. It's my sixth and final day on the fabulous San Juan quality waters. Tomorrow we're making way up to Colorado for a couple of weeks of fishing. But it's been a great trip. You know, every time I come, you learn a little bit more. As I said, I'm a do-it-yourselfer, and have some great moments, and there's some great moments of frustration. But it's all part of the package here. But it's a fabulous fishery. It's evening. It's probably 7:30, and there's not a soul around. And I always say, you know, people say don't come to the San Juan because it's so crowded and there's so many people. Yet I can do a 360 sweep here. I'm on the braids, and there's not a soul around. It's just me and pods of fish, and they're rising to mergers, and I have yet to figure out what it is. But I've got some light left, and hopefully we'll be onto them. But I'll finish up with I'm here on the San Juan, July 2018. As always, I can't wait to come back. Well, it's my sixth and final day on the quality waters of the San Juan River for 2018. It's been an excellent visit. We started out with high water flows, but the waters have been coming down, and the fishing has been great. This is a great place to fish, rated as one of the 10 best fly fishing destinations in the world. They boast anywhere from 10 to 20,000 trout per square mile, and there's a ton of fish here. And what's great about it, if you're a do-it-yourselfer like I am, you can visit here, and it's a fairly budget trip. I would not encourage anyone to come here for a day for the first time, because it might take you a while to catch on to the nuances of the river. If you come for a day, best thing to do is get a guide. There's some wonderful guide services in town, and boy, they know the river really well. But if you like to figure stuff out for yourself, you can visit here for a couple days. Visit the local fly shops. There's many of them in town. They're very helpful. They'll guide you into the right flies and hookups and setups, and you'll be on to fish. There's just so many of them. But it's a beautiful river. We've had a great trip for 2018, and I always say I can't wait to come back. Favorite stops down here on the Conejos River. I've fished it for about the past 10 years, and It's a beautiful river. But if you are a fly fisherman and you travel a lot, you've probably heard a guide or a fly shop owner or a fellow fly fisher say, well, you should have been here yesterday, you should have been here tomorrow, or you should have been here last week, should be here next week. It's one of those things. And if I had a satellite phone, I'm in a place where there's no service, I'd send out a note to all my fly fishing buddies and say, save your fly fishing resources and maybe redirect your funds to another spot, because Colorado is suffering a historic drought, and this is an example. This river is it's flowing but barely. I'm going to sweep around. This is one of my favorite stretches of the river, and behind me you can see a pool I fish. You can see the high water mark, typically where the water might be running, and how low it is right now. It's the fish are very finicky. They're hiding down in between the rocks. If you get a rise, they'll rise once and they'll shoot right back down and hide for the rest of the day. So it's still great. We're catching fish. Unfortunately, I caught a beautiful brown, quality brown yesterday. The colors were superb, and of course I left my camera back at the cabin. I get a feeling that's going to be my quality fish for the week, so it'll be a visual memory. Believe it or not, this might be my only footage from the river, because catching fish, but boy, it's really testing your skills. And if you're like an angler who likes to be challenged, this might be the place for you this year. Otherwise, always check the flows. And believe it or not, I think the flows are running right now about 40 cubic feet per second, which is phenomenally low. So here for another 3-4 days, and I'm going to try to make the best of it. Got some other spots I'm going to try. Maybe it'll luck out for us, but still it's a beautiful place, and I am catching fish, but not at the level I've caught them in the past. Not many quality fish on the Ochnio, but that's one I just picked up, and get him back in the water. He's all tangled up here, but that's a quality fish for this Ochnio this year. It's Saturday night, July 21st, and conditions continue to deteriorate here on the Ochnio. When I got here a couple days ago, I stuck my own water gauge in, and the water was low when I got here. You can see that stick I marked. It's my own simple water gauge, and you can see how much the water's dropped just from this morning. They're holding that water back at the Platoro Reservoir just because of the lack of rain, trying to hold water because they're not sure when it's going to rain again. So going from bad to worse has got to be driving the fish crazy, but we're still here for a couple of days, and we'll make the best of it. July 22nd, late in the afternoon, they dropped the flow so low up at Platoro that I dropped down to Highway 17, and I'm fishing at mile marker 23. What a beautiful stretch of river. Hope you can see it down there. It's a bit of a walk down and walk up, but boy, it's absolutely beautiful. Scenery here is it's just fabulous. So even though it was a bit of a drive and had to adjust my plans for the day, it was great fishing, a terrific water here down on mile marker 23 on Highway 17. This is a view of the Ochnio River south of the town of Ochnio. And as you can see, after water's been pulled off irrigation, there's no water left. July 25th, Wednesday, and that's my first quality Rio Grande brown. It's been a tough morning, but the water level's pretty good here. Got them on a pair of feet at them, size 14, and it's good to know that at least there's some fish in here. So let's get a look at them. Pretty nice fish. Good start to the day. Thursday morning, July 26th, on the trail down here in Rio Grande. Summer of 2018, as I've mentioned before, has been a real challenge. The water has been low because of the drought. It's tough to find good water. In fact, the Rio is the best water I've found so far. But the fishing's a challenge. You've got to be stealthy. The fish are very skittish. They're there, but it's not the usual drop your fly in the water and pop a fish. Got to be a little bit more patient, but they're here. It's a beautiful hike. I'm having a great time as always, and we're hoping to see a good dry fly activity today. That'd be fun. So let's get on with this beautiful day. Not the biggest brown of the week, but I'm always impressed with the colors on these Rio Grande browns. What made them remarkable is this fish was caught right in this turbulent water here. He's not the biggest fish in the river, and he gave me an admirable fight in between the rocks, and he took it out everywhere. So let's get him unhooked and let's get him back out there. Beautiful fish. This actually is one of my favorite places to fish, and it's a bit of a walk and I got a ways to go, but I hope you can see why it's such a special place. It's worth the drive, it's worth the flight, it's worth the walk. Boy, it's energizing. It's beautiful. Hey, we've got some great places at home to fish. And they're very scenic, but boy, it's tough to beat the beauty of this river. I'm just fortunate to be able to find a spot as good as this and fish. Down here a little further, a place I just refer to as the ledges. I just saw my first riser in the rapids above me, so I'm going to break down, put on some dry flies, and hopefully enjoy some dry fly action the rest of the morning, but it's beautiful. Another Rio Grande beauty. Let's get him in the water, huh? That's a nice fish. That was a good start to my Friday. There you go, buddy. Get back in there. Say hi to all your friends. Standing on the very edge of the Great Fire of 2013. This is where the fire service established their fire line, and the fire was extinguished. I think it was over 100,000 acres. But you could see that the greens, it's 5 years later, and the low greens are starting to come back. It's going to take a while, but making progress. You can see that hillside on the behind me is going to take a while, but it's a slow healing process, but it's underway. Just another day in the mountains. Make all kinds of friends. There's 2 does and 1 young buck, felted antlers at the end of July. I have no fear of people. I guess probably till hunting season. That's pretty cool. Thursday, late afternoon, July 26th. And this is where I'm going to end my day. I am going to stand here. I got a feeling as we get toward dark, there should be a real nice hatch on this river. And I am just going to enjoy the day and the scenery and hopefully see some bugs flying off the water and some fish popping for them. But even if I just enjoy the sunset down here, it'll be the end to another great day. A long, tough day on the Rio, but that's a rainbow I just picked up on one of my homemade olive caddises. That's a beautiful late in the day rainbow that I've really enjoyed spending some time with. Well, let's get him back in the water real quick. It's a beautiful fish. Having a good morning in this pool till this flotilla came by and started making a hell of a racket. But it's lunchtime anyhow, so it's time for me to get up to the trailhead. They're kind of cute. The other group decided to split. These guys are pretty brave. Hey, wait a minute, this guy is kind of different. We better get out of here. Just another great looking run on the river. I thought I'd take a nice sweep of the pool before I head down and toss a few dry flies in, but just gotta believe there's somebody hiding down there. End of July 2018. Fishing the upper Rio last couple days, journey through the Rockies for this summer. Fishing this pocket water. Rained last night, the water came up a little bit. I'm fishing this terrific pocket water. Got to be a little patient, fishing all these little pockets. Once you get a hookup, boy, it's a real challenge to come to the bank, but having a lot of fun. Just straight nymphing this morning. The water's cold, no boats coming off, but absolutely fabulous. Coming up on August 1st, and it's time to head home. But it's been an interesting summer. Started out in New Mexico on the San Juan River weeks ago. This has been a El Niño summer or winter, and it's resulted in drought conditions here throughout the Southwest. But what was ironic, when we started at the San Juan River, it was running high because they were releasing water for the protected species pike minnow. So we fought relatively high water conditions there. Following weeks we made it up to the Conejos, where when we got there it was running at 28 cubic feet per second. And by the time I left, I didn't think it would get any worse. It was running at 18 cubic feet per second. We were on to fish, but it was a completely different experience. Came up to Creed about a week ago, and the Rio was the best condition we found. We were up about 30 Mile Bridge and Riverview Campground, and the water was in good condition. And we were able to get into some great fish, but not much dry fly action this year. In fact, the hatches were minimal, and most of the time we were nymphing. So it's been a great summer. I can't wait to come back. It's been an unusual summer. I can't wait to come back, and it's always a good time. Hey honey, almost out of flies, and I'm definitely out of money. I'll be heading home, honey.